Oh, look at it. She's so cute. Mochi.
Oh.
Mochi wanted to be in the video, so she's in the video. You want to stay up here until you
She
want to go
wants
down?
to stay up here.
What's up, everybody? So, we're going to tell you a story about...
Here's a story
Here's a story.
of a lovely lady.
So we had a crazy issue happen on eBay with a bad buyer. We sold an item. They tried to return it 27 days later, claiming that it was broken. Anyway, we called eBay and recorded that phone call. So at the end of today's video, we're gonna tell you what happened with that situation and how eBay handled that situation. But before we get into that, so the other day I put out the question on Instagram. I put out two questions. What do you love about eBay and what do you hate about eBay? And I took the top 5 answers from each one of those. So we're just going to talk about them.
I would say when we run a poll, it is quite insightful. Yeah.
And it's also good to do videos like this because we know that eBay watches these videos. We know that people at eBay watch these videos. So here's a way for them to get a pulse on the reseller community or just on the seller community in general. Yeah. So you know what's good and what's bad about the platform. So here we go. We're going to start with what people hate.
And then we'll end with love.
And then we'll end with love, and then we'll tell you about that crazy situation. So first we're doing the things that people hate in order of the most amount of answers for each thing. So number 5, so the least most said one, was Veros.
Oh yeah, the list is weird.
Yeah, obviously Veros are an issue. If you don't know what a Vero is, it's when you list something on eBay that you're not allowed to list and they kick that listing off and you get a ding on your account. Mm-hmm. If you get enough dings, your account can be suspended and eventually your account can be terminated. But it's very difficult with the Vero program because eBay has a list of companies that are...
I'll put her down. Yeah. Oh, she's too cute. Okay.
eBay has a list of companies that are part of the Vero program, but you kind of have no idea of knowing if something is going to be taken down off of eBay until you list it.
Which has happened to us with lotions for a smaller healthcare company. It was lotions and body scrubs. And we listed it and we got Vero'd and we were like, what, why? Yep. And then we went back and looked on the list and that brand wasn't on the list. I guess they had to get added to the list, but it was weird that it hit as a Vero and they didn't just pull it down and say, hey, we're adding this to it. And, you know, the company sometimes will contact eBay and say they can't sell my stuff, and then they'll just say, okay, sure, to the company, and then they'll ding us. I think it should be handled differently.
Yeah, we've had it happen with that. We've had it happen with using the word Velcro. We've had it happen with
word Velcro.
Monster Energy Company. We've had it happen with
that was BS.
Other healthcare
from
stuff.
Monster.
Hey, listen, and that's what we're saying. That's why people are obviously frustrated is because you don't know. Like with Amazon, for example, when you go to list something on Amazon, they'll tell you before you list it, before you send it in, if you can sell it or not, if it's not part of the stuff that you can sell. eBay needs to look at that, I think, a bit better, and a solution to that would be give us, at least on the most popular ones that are listed that you know are going to be taken down, give us a list of those, and when you go to list it, if you have that keyword in your title, like Velcro.
Obviously.
Why are you still letting people list with the word Velcro when you know that item's going to get Vero'd and they're going to get a ding on their account?
Yeah, that's weird.
It takes a little bit of coding, fix that, and people will be a lot happier. I don't know. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So that was number 5. Number 4 is time to list. So how long it takes to list something, and specifically item specifics. There's so many.
And is that unique to eBay compared to other platforms for people who use multiple platforms?
It is. If you take a look at listing something on Mercari or Poshmark or whatnot or almost any other app-based platform, it is 5 minutes compared to 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like it depends what you're listing. Obviously, some people are a lot faster at listing on eBay.
A lot of people are faster.
But I would say my quickest, and I consider myself a pretty proficient lister on eBay. The fastest I list on eBay, almost any other company, any other app, I can list 5 times faster.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, a solution to that would be lower the amount of item specifics, the required item specifics, maybe have those already propagated into the listing. Make it so that the items are searchable without those item specifics would be great, so that the seller isn't doing all the work that eBay should be doing for the seller.
Well, actually, so eBay did have that issue, and please someone correct me if I'm wrong. in the comments below. I don't know if it was coded properly and fixed, but if you search for the term men's shoes size 8, if size 8 is only in the item specifics but not in the title, it won't pop up.
Yeah, I think they did fix that.
Did they fix that?
I think they did, but it could still be an issue. I'm not sure.
And then vice versa, putting the size in the title but not in the item specifics, but you click on the sidebar, and then if they didn't click it, I know that was also an issue for a long time, and I was like, how are they going to fix that? That's like the base of searching, right? So
obviously from resellers' perspective, listing ease of use to list on eBay is still an issue, and that is something that eBay needs to take a look at and work on, just making it a bit easier. Number 3, the third thing that people hated the most about eBay was high fees. Now this is something that obviously all platforms have fees. eBay's are not as high as other platforms. Poshmark has 20% fees. eBay has about a 12% fee when you take into account the processing fee and all that good stuff. I think what people were talking about specifically with this is the additional fees on top of the initial fee, promoted listing fees. And you know, almost anything with competition now, in my opinion, you should be promoting. So now you're talking about an extra 4 to 8% on top of that 10%. So you're almost, or 12%. So you're almost at 20% now on eBay.
yeah, it feels like a money grab.
It is.
Which is what it is. But I do understand when they're saying, hey, you have more money than the next person, you can promote your item and make less because you're better off than these other people. And screw all the little guys who can't afford to do that.
You're right.
And that's how it feels.
That's how it is.
And that's how other people feel about it. So I'm not surprised. But eBay is publicly traded, so they have to grab money from somewhere, and that's a way to do it.
Yeah. And you know, I think that if eBay said we're keeping the fees, but we're going to get rid of store subscriptions and you can have a free store subscription, I think that might help ease some of the pain. Because why are you charging almost 20% and then also charging a monthly fee on top of that for a store? It's a little bit of a
when you break it down,
grab,
it doesn't feel nice.
Yeah.
And eBay has so much competition now with other selling platforms. Right. It's a bit silly that they haven't progressed because eBay doesn't feel like they're progressing.
No.
They feel so old and antiquated. Like eBay feels like Blockbuster to me, but eBay's huge. They have a ton of traffic coming to their site, and that's great for you because it's not like you can just sell your stuff on your own website.
Right.
You know.
And more of the little things like, you know, like the free supplies, like the free tape and free boxes and stuff. That's such a little thing that sellers love so much. So maybe doing more stuff like that, you know, giving some free ad money to try out the promoted listing advance or whatever it is. Give a little bit of that, and then people won't look at your fees so much, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah. The second most popular thing that people hated about eBay is returns. And it does kind of suck because on eBay, to get more sales, you must offer returns. That's categorically true. I know a lot of people are like, well, you can just say no returns, but it doesn't matter. You're still going to get item not as described returns anyway. Yeah. So having no return policy, all that's doing is hurting the amount of sales that you get. I don't understand people that do no returns because it's literally just, it cuts your sales in half and you can still get returns. So it doesn't matter.
Which is fine. Do that because it makes people who do offer returns,
don't do it.
It's better for them. Just saying.
But I mean, there are other, you know, there's other platforms. You know, we've been selling on Whatnot a lot, and we like the platform. I don't want to harp on it too much, but there's no such thing as returns on Whatnot. Once the buyer has the item, they've seen what it is. Once they have it, it's done and over with. You know.
Yeah.
And there's other platforms I think that handle returns a lot better than eBay. I will say they have been getting better, but you know, like for example, the issue that we had with the buyer that claimed that the item that we sent them was broken, the video, the phone call that we're going to share with you at the end of this video, how eBay handled that, you'll see, you know, but that's an example of 27 days later, they're trying to return this item, and how does eBay handle that? So anyway, returns is obviously a big pain point too.
Yes, it really is.
And then by a landslide, eBay. By a landslide. I'm talking probably 90% of the responses that we got from sellers saying what they hate most about eBay. Can you guess?
Tell us.
Buyers not paying.
People don't like that?
people don't like when they sell something and then the buyer just doesn't pay for it.
Oh,
Crazy,
and then,
right?
But the platform at least relists the item because it knows they didn't pay for it.
No, you have to do that. Yeah.
You're telling me that someone can just not pay and then your item just sits there as a sold, unpaid, and then
you have
eBay doesn't even go and relist that item for you, knowing that buyer never paid on the back end?
You can switch it on, but it takes 4 days to get to that point. So, and in those 4 days, you could have sold it to somebody else and gotten paid.
Oh, there is an option to switch it on.
Yeah.
At least there's that.
But sending out best offers, accepting best offers on auctions, there's no reason why eBay can't. They have it. We know they already have it. eBay, we know you already have it in the back end. Switch it on. Take the bite. You might lose a little bit of revenue for a couple of days, but sellers are going to love you. Turn on that where you require immediate payment.
But doesn't every other, like the big one, like Amazon, require you to pay whenever you want an item?
Funny enough, literally every other everything besides like in the 90s when we had no money and we would go into Walmart and put something on layaway. Yeah. That's what eBay is right now for a lot of people, is a layaway service. They can buy something and then not pay for it. It's crazy. It blows my mind.
eBay away.
eBay away, exactly.
eBay away.
So out of these top 5 things that people hate most about eBay, people not paying, categorically number 1. So eBay, if you could focus on fixing one thing that would make sellers love you, fix that one thing. And this isn't the first time we've said this. It's been
and we're not the only ones. I know this has been a point of contention for quite some time now.
Oh, it drives me crazy. And every time we bring it up to eBay higher ups,
and your beard is making me nuts.
Executives, every time we bring it up, they say, "Yeah, we're making that change. It's coming. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Fix it."
We're working on it.
Okay. Those are the 5 top things that people hated the most about eBay. Now let's go into the top 5 things that people love about eBay.
Love.
Number 5, so the lowest on the list, but still a lot of people said this, was, funny enough, ease of use. So, that hate pain point of having to put in all the item specifics and a hard time listing on eBay. Mm-hmm. The ease of use is still there. It's easy to do it once you know how to do it. It's much easier to do than, I would say listing on Amazon or figuring out Amazon is quite a bit more difficult than anybody can list something on eBay. If you have, as soon as you open an account, it's pretty easy to go take some pictures, put in a title, list the item, get paid.
It's a steep learning curve, and once you get there, you see how nonsensical a lot of the excess, there's a lot of fat to trim.
Sure.
But it is still easy to use if you're going to go basic.
Yes.
And so you may as well just keep it basic and get more items listed than to get really specific and then half as many listed.
Yeah.
So it's what you make out of it,
True.
Ease of use wise, because it still could be complicated and convoluted. Once you get over that learning curve, boom, do it how you want to do it.
Yeah. Could it be easier? It could be a lot easier.
Should be.
Yes, but it's still easy enough to the point where people said they enjoyed the ease of use of eBay.
Okay.
Number 4, the 4th most popular one was, and I actually really do agree with this one, brand recognition. When you think about a marketplace to buy something, what do you think of first?
So true.
You think of Amazon first, and then I would think of eBay second. I think most people still would think of Amazon first.
Yeah.
If you said, hey, where do you buy some random thing online? I think the general American public would say Amazon and then eBay.
Yeah.
So they have that built in because they've been around for such a long time, and at one point they were the largest marketplace. But they have this crazy brand recognition.
That's true.
eBay is still, if you say like I bought it on eBay or I sell on eBay, people know what you're talking about. If I went up to a random person right now and said, hey, we sell on Whatnot, they'd be like,
we sell on Poshmark. That's a big one. They'd just be like,
what?
I've never heard of Poshmarker.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Macari, people, if they have kids, are like, yeah, my kids have talked about that. And then, I guess, is Depop still around?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard Depop in a while.
Everyone knows about eBay, and even the younger generation, although that is dying quickly, eBay I think is a much older generation marketplace. Like they are losing the younger crowd. Still, like, you could ask a 14-year-old if they know what eBay is, and they are gonna know.
Yeah. I feel like all kids know what eBay is.
Yeah.
Do they do commercials anymore?
They do. They still do.
They still do commercials. Remember the buying the car commercial with what's his face from Whose Line Is It Anyways?
Drew Carey?
No. Wayne
Wayne Brady?
Wayne Brady. Wasn't he the person singing that song
Oh, I don't know.
in the eBay commercial?
I don't know. I'll have to find that commercial and pop it up.
I'll have to look for it. Okay, I'll help you
That's
find
funny.
it.
Yeah. So brand recognition, a good thing. People love that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this one. It is
third most popular love.
Yes, third most popular love. For a seller, so this is specific to a seller, it is easy to research sold comps. It's easy to do research on eBay.
Oh, it is.
If you're trying to find out how much something sold for, it's pretty easy to just type it into eBay and you can see the 90-day sold comps and know how much around about that item is worth. I like that.
Yeah. On the current marketplace too.
Yeah.
Right, because that's current. It's 90,
Right.
past 90 days.
Well, and then even in the back end, you use that eBay research tool, and that'll
right.
show you up to a year,
That's
of
right.
past sales. So
Yeah.
researching stuff on eBay, super easy, super simple, and we'll use eBay to research stuff to sell on other platforms. So that shows you how good the eBay research is. Okay, probably the biggest one, and we kind of touched on it a little bit, and this is the second,
Right,
the
okay.
second biggest one that people said is the size of eBay's audience.
Oh, so true.
Still number 2. We're
So
number
good.
2.
It's so good. Honestly, yes.
It's a huge benefit to selling on eBay is the audience of buyers is much larger than, way bigger than Poshmark, Mercari, Whatnot, Grail, Depop. It doesn't matter. All those combined, the buyers on eBay, there's still a lot more buyers.
So many buyers.
Not as many as Amazon, but still really good buyers.
Fair.
But for the type of stuff that we sell, we can't sell vintage t-shirts on Amazon.
No.
You know what I mean? So
No.
for that type of stuff, eBay still has the most eyes on the items, which is it's great. And then the number one thing that people love most about eBay, from what we saw from the poll that we put out, was it is a 24/7 marketplace. It is open all the time. You can make money when you're asleep. Once you list the items, you really don't have to do anything. You can promote them and run sales and do all that stuff. eBay does like an active store, but you don't have to do that. There's people that all they do is they take their pictures, they list their items, and then they wait. And eventually that item either sells or doesn't sell. Which eBay could be somewhat of a passive income after the item is listed or after the items are listed.
Yeah, we have weird things sell all the time.
Yeah.
Like weird, random things where we forgot it was on there and we're like, oh man, we probably should change that listing. We priced it like $5 too high or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, but that's true. Always open. eBay's always open.
Always open. And so if you have enough stuff listed, you could be making money every hour of the day and night.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So there's the top 5 things that people love about eBay. And then we told you the top 5 things that people hate about eBay.
So 10 things about eBay you just learned.
And now let's go into our horror story. Okay, so this item was sold 27 days ago. The buyer opened up, or no, they didn't open up a return. They sent a message saying that the item was not working, and then they left a negative feedback. So when that happens, the first thing we do is we try to get a hold of eBay. So here's the phone call. Oh, by the way, we're not allowed to record or share the recording of the actual eBay employee. So for a day, Allie got a job at eBay, and she took the position as that employee. So here's the recreation of that phone call. Hi, this is Ryan.
Hello, Ryan. This is Rick with eBay Concierge calling on a recorded line. We've talked before, Ryan. How can I help you today?
How have you been?
Still upright and breathing.
That's what matters. Good. So I wonder if you can help me with something really quick. So yesterday we got a negative feedback on an item that was sold. It's a music box. You'll see it. It's the top in our feedback right there. So that buyer, number one, they've had it for 27 days. And number two, they said it isn't working. And if you look at that listing, it's one of the listings where we actually put a video of the item working. So we know that it was working. We have video of it working. So, yeah.
Okay, let me take a look at the listing.
If you look, I think it's the second picture and there's a video of it working.
Okay, yep. So I removed the feedback.
Okay.
You got free returns, so that's what it takes.
Yeah, we have free returns.
That's interesting. So let's see if they're going to now open up a return and say that it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Play it by ear from there.
Okay, I appreciate your help.
I am the king of eBay. Is there anything else I can help you with?
That's all. Thank you so much.
All right, yeah, my pleasure. Have a good day.
job.
Remembered you?
That took less than 2 minutes, and he remembered me. That's
remembered
that's
you?
wild. I wonder if that's like a YouTube thing. Maybe that isn't like the best example, you know?
eBay employees do watch us.
I know. So maybe this isn't like the best example, but I mean they took the feedback off in 2 seconds or yeah.
You weren't even on the phone that long.
No.
How long has the camera been recording for?
Well, the phone call was only
Minutes and 55
2 minutes, yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, props to eBay, but I don't know if that would be a normal situation. You know what I mean?
We also have concierge, and if you get a negative feedback removed once a year, and if it's been a whole year since we've had one removed,
Yeah.
they're pretty lenient about that
True.
for concierge.
But that wouldn't really be part of that anyway. Like we would still get that extended to us because that was the buyer's fault. But he did say that we have free returns on.
Yeah.
So number one, we had the video in the listing. Number two, we have free returns on, which as soon as they see that you have free returns on, they usually will remove the feedback because the buyer has every chance in the world to do a return. So, and they still have 2 more days to open a return. So now we'll see what happens. Are they going to open a return? But here's the cool part. If they do open a return, in the messages from the buyer, they said, I'm going to keep it. So if they open a return, I can just show eBay they said they were going to keep it. So
Yeah. Huh.
we'll see what happens.
But they obviously don't know how to use it, so that's the main
Yeah.
issue.
Hey, there we go. Done.
Easy.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What are things that you love and hate about eBay? And how do you think that our situation was handled? Do you think they did a good job or a bad job? And do you think that they handled that situation the way they did because we're on YouTube, because we have a social media presence? If we didn't have that, do you think they would have handled it differently? Let us know your opinions in the comments.
Yeah, I wonder. We always joke, is there a note on our account when we call in that says, be really extra nice to these people and help them out? But we do have concierge, and I know that concierge helps everyone really well. Anyone who has it says that this is their experience.
For sure.
Everyone.
Yeah.
So it's not unique to us, but then I always wonder, I mean, is it though?
Oh, and by the way, we didn't pay for eBay Concierge. They didn't give it to us because we're YouTubers. We got it for free when we went to eBay Open 2018.
Oh, good
and they've
news.
never taken it off our account, which is great. But
Yeah, it's awesome. Leave it on our account forever. But the eBay employees, every time we call concierge, they're so nice, they're
Yeah.
so helpful. They always help us out. The worst part though about this person complaining and leaving a negative review is that they were describing how they were trying to use the music box.
yeah.
Which was wrong.
They just didn't know how to use
literally
it.
did not know how to use it. They said, I keep turning the dial, which you don't. You twist the music box gently and then you pull a knob out. In the whole process of using this, I think it was a Dutch, is it Dutch?
I don't.
Amsterdam?
Yeah, Dutch. I think
Dutch?
so.
It's like a Dutch Holland?
I don't know.
It's a music box from one of
wooden
the
carved box.
mentioned countries and potentially others. This person didn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It is what it is.
The person's dumb though. That's the worst part. Is they left us
harsh.
a bad
That's
review
harsh.
because they didn't know how to use the music box that they bought.
That's a mean word. You be nice. They are
Idiots.
misinformed.
It was in the
They
listing.
are uneducated.
No?
They are wonderful, nice people that didn't know how to pull out a wooden dowel. And
And
we
then-
love them.
Went out of their way to leave us a negative feedback because they couldn't use a music box.
And we love you, and thank you for watching the video. And make sure to subscribe to the channel. Later. Bye.